saw coming after McNabb was benched against Detroit 2 weeks ago. That's Jorick Calvin. He's back to receive the kickoff for the Eagles. We've won the toss and will receive. Graham Gano will kick. And off we go from Washington. Not much wind. Calvin Musk, the kickoff catch, has it at the 3. And will only get to the 12-yard line. Reed Doughty and Chris Wilson over there to make the play. Michael Vick starts 6 of the year, his second since injuring his ribs against the Redskins on October 3rd. John, what do we watch for with Vick?
Incredible production, running and passing. I have never seen Michael Vick play the position better. I expect Andy Reid to get Vick out on the perimeter. Bootlegs, sprint out passes to his left early in this game to get him started.
First play from about the 12, and there is Vick, as you talked about, John, rolling and launching downfield for Deshaun Jackson, who accelerates, caught the opening play, and all the way for a touchdown! 88 yards!
Wow. This Andy Reid did his homework. A full play-action bootleg to Michael Vick's left side, and they get Deshaun Jackson one-on-one deep. What a throw and catch.
We talked about it in the opening of this game, that the Eagles would try to get ahead early with a big play, get Deshaun Jackson down the field, use that incredible speed. What a throw by Michael Vick.
Sad rock of the punter holds. David Akers kicks it. 18 seconds in, 7-0. Remember, those were the guys involved in the pregame altercation. Jackson right in the middle of it with LaRon Landry. There's a marker down at the back end of the extra point. Well, you know, Deshaun Jackson has made so many long plays, big plays from scrimmage for touchdown. But in a career of big plays from scrimmage, that's his longest, 88-yard touchdown reception. There you see from scrimmage
personal
how
foul,
effective he's been.
Grabbing the face mask. Defense number 23. A 15-yard penalty being tacked on to the kickoff spot.
All right, let's take you back to the touchdown.
We'll take a look at it. It's going to be a bootleg, and they're going to full protect Vick's throwing side. He has plenty of time to set his feet and launch it. And that is at warp speed, Deshaun Jackson. If he's not the fastest guy in the NFL, he's one of the fastest. But you better get your hands on him, D'Angelo Hall, and not ever let him get up against the Landry one-on-one, or it's over.
Beautifully designed by Andy Reid. You saw Clay Harbor, the tight end. They like to use that maximum protection when they want to go deep. Allow Michael Vick to get comfortable in the pocket, number one. Number two, allow Deshaun Jackson to work down the field against the safety. When you look at the Redskins, they like to play that too deep shell. If you get pressure on the quarterback, that's a great defense. If the quarterback has time, that's the result, a big play.
I mean, if you're a Christmas shopper and you want to buy a gift for somebody, buy a Deshaun Jackson touchdown highlight reel. 22 touchdowns, and they're over 50 yards of play.
You talk about the big plays. These guys have been on the same page when Vick has been healthy and starting. You see their numbers, 22 of 32. When Vick has gone to Deshaun Jackson, 4 touchdowns. So if you just take the rating of a quarterback to a wide receiver with all the stats incorporated together, best in the league. That's a combo that nobody can catch, literally or figuratively. 15-yard penalty on D'Angelo Hall allows Akers to boot it through the back of the end zone. And the Redskins in a touchdown hole will start from their own 20. So Donovan McNabb will have to work with a long field. And McNabb off that contract with the ink still drying on it. 11 years, 142 starts with the Eagles. Goes back to Philly Jaws in week 4 and wins. Did not have a good statistical game, but got the victory that meant so much to him.
And he made the plays that were necessary to win the football game. Certainly ran the ball very well against Eagles defense in that game, but Donovan made some plays with his legs late in that game to secure the victory. The question I'm going to watch and think about tonight is how healthy is McNabb?
And how healthy is the running game? Keelan Williams is getting the start. College free agent out of LSU. LSU. The detail line a second. Williams gains about 4 yards as Mike Patterson is there for the tackle. So Clinton Portis is still out. He hasn't played since that first game against the Eagles with a torn groin muscle. Ryan Terrain has a hamstring injury and could not get loose and get going in pregame. So Williams starts. Chris Cooley, the tight end. Santana Moss has the most catches. Armstrong's the deep threat. Up front, Trent Williams, 4th overall pick in the draft last year. Coming along here a little bit, but this offensive line, candidly, has not protected McNabb very well. Williams carries another 3 yards there. He gets over to the 27. Mentioned Ryan Terrain, who stepped in that game against Philadelphia and had a good performance. There he is on the bike, trying to get that hamstring loose and going. He has battled injuries throughout his career, so he does not start. He was going to. Clinton Portis, who has now missed 5 games with that groin injury, is getting closer, but just was not ready to go. A very severe groin tear that he had. So the Redskins are down to a college free agent who's a rookie in the league at running back. It's Williams, and he is met in the hole by Demetri Patterson, the corner, 3-and-out Washington.
Well, the Philadelphia Eagles use a lot of defensive linemen. You're going to see 5 defensive linemen on the field to get one-on-one blocks up front. And they do an excellent job utilizing their personnel in Philadelphia. They drove Peyton Manning crazy last week, and the Redskins continue to struggle on 3rd down. They have been miserable this year on offense on 3rd down.
Hunter Smith kicks. Not a good kick. 44 yards. Calvin took a line drive at the 28. Lost his footing there on the side. Hope he's okay. He is. He hops back up. Philly will take over at the 37. 1 play, 1 big touchdown.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by GMC. Vote for the GMC Never Say Never sweepstakes for a chance to win a GMC Sierra Denali at gmc.com/NFL. The Capital One Venture Car official
Beltway here in Landover, Maryland. 1 play, 88 yards. The Eagles lead by 7. Deshaun Jackson reeling it in. From the 37, the lefty Vick is out that way again. And throwing on the run complete across midfield to Jason Avant. Tackled by Kareem Moore. Avant is the 3rd receiver for the Eagles. We have not yet talked about LaShawn McCoy, who's averaging 4.5 yards a carry. Owen Schmidt, the fullback. Selleck at tight end. His number's down a bit. Jackson and Macklin are the big play threats as you see. Jason Peters playing well up front for the Eagles. Look at the rest of the offensive line.
This is the time and place for Andy Reid. Loves trickery. Don't be surprised if you get a double reverse, something crazy here.
Here comes Jackson. You've seen some film, haven't you? Here comes Macklin. His speed turns the corner and gets a first down. John, we see so many times where these guys go with that ghost and the end comes around. That time they get the next counter offer.
Well, they hand the ball to Deshaun Jackson on the around last week against the Colts several times. This week, let's hand it to Deshaun and flip it to Jeremy Macklin, who's an outstanding runner in his own right. What a start for the Philadelphia Eagles. 3 offensive plays. They've made more yards than I made in some of the games.
Pedal to the metal offense. That's the way Andy Reid runs it.
37. Here's McCoy for the first time tonight. LaShawn gains a couple of yards. Jaws is an offense that gives you, with Andy Reid, Marty Morningwig installing and calling the plays, a lot of variety and a lot of different looks.
It's all about different personnel packages. They're probing the defense, find a weakness, see where you're going to match up to all those packages. And Marty Morningwig, you see right there, boy, he loves to attack once he gets some matchups that he likes. You'll see 1 back, 2 back, go back, 3 wide, 4 wide. They give you all the looks.
Second and 7. Screen set up for McCoy. Good block out front. Sends LaShawn McCoy into the red zone. Inside the 10. First and goal, Philadelphia.
Boy, these two safeties for the Washington Redskins are playing deeper than I've ever seen safeties play. It's too deep. Look how deep these safeties are. And Michael Vick, he says, I'm just going to drop back, look deep, and throw it short. And that's LaShawn McCoy's 41st catch. And this guy is ultra quick. He's on schedule to catch 80 balls.
And you see Rocky McIntosh, number 52, was responsible for the screen back. Once you get a block on him, there's a lot of running room for McCoy. Excellent job by the Eagles' offensive line in space.
Backfield empty. First and goal, Vick. Dancing. Running. In for the touchdown.
I've never seen this guy play better.
Well, we talked about Michael Vick as the prototypical pocket passer. Michael Vick getting on the edge, almost unstoppable. You'll see him drop back in the pocket. Nothing there to throw the football. But here's what Michael Vick brings to the table. Mobility, escapability, and a nose for the end zone. Look at the vision. He's still looking for the throw. But now once he's in space, he just makes people miss. He is dazzling so far this evening.
Well, if you rush three guys and you give him all kind of time, he's going to look to create. There's nobody better than Michael Vick.
Akers adds the extra point when they met at Lincoln Financial Field on October 3rd. It was 4 minutes, 25 seconds in for the Redskins to be up 14-0. 18 seconds deeper to the first quarter. Flip that story. They're looking over at Michael Vick's right ankle. His rib injury kept him out. An injury that he suffered in Game 1 against the Redskins, but Vick has come back sharper and, if possible, quicker than he was even earlier in the season. Terrific run there by the goal line, and Philly doing to the Redskins exactly what Washington did in Philadelphia. Jump up 14-0. Brandon Banks had knee surgery after the Detroit game in the bye week. Very speedy, game-changing receiver to the 27-yard line. You remember the Vick injury if you were watching the game. Michael was trying to drive the Eagles back in this game. Kareem Moore, D'Angelo Hall sandwich him. The rib cartilage injury, missed the next 3 games. Michael telling us last night, it's only painful when he sneezes, and it's not even that anymore. It's progressively getting better. And just retaping his ankle. And
well, that's the only way he's been stopped, is when he's been knocked out of the game, Mike.
You're right. See how Donovan McNabb in this Washington offense does not put up a ton of points this year. How they respond. Anthony Armstrong, gain of 1. Quentin Michael over there to get the receiver quickly. Let's say about this Philly defense off a very solid performance against the Colts last week. Trent Cole leading them with 7 sacks. Antonio Dixon's worked his way into starting line. Big guy, 90 up there, gets in the way of a lot of folk. Linebackers, Ernie Sims play coming along. He came over from Detroit. Stuart Bradley and Foku, the other backers. And the secondary gets some injuries here to watch. Dimitri Patterson for Ellis Hobbs, who's out tonight. Rookie Kurt Coleman, his first start. Nate Allen, the rookie's injured. McNabb complete to Santana Moss. Good tackle immediately by Patterson. Third down coming up. Jaws, a big down for this Washington offense.
And this is an area where they have struggled. If there's a big down early in the game, this is it. They need to cool down this defense. Because if this Eagle defense gets time to go sit in the sideline and watch Michael Vick take his team down the field, it'll be a long evening for the Redskins. Big third down play, and they've struggled in this area.
38-year-old Joey Galloway is the third receiver for Washington. Pressure, Ernie Sims. McNabb gets away. Off the hands of Moss. Intercepted. Kurt Coleman's got it. In his first start at the 37 of Washington. Awful start for the Redskins. 6 minutes, 8 seconds. 2 Eagle touchdowns, 1 Redskin turnover. This one was ticketed for Santana Moss. Found a home with Kurt Coleman, the safety. Boy, Philly, chance to get a knockout punch here halfway through the first quarter, leading 14-0. As McNabb was intercepted, a pass that could have been caught by Santana Moss. But the entire offense had multiple breakdowns of that play. And now the Eagle offense, 6 plays and 151 yards. Wow. Shot 7 is Vick with a ton of room to run. Pass McIntosh. Out of bounds inside the 25. First down, gain of 13.
Now, the Eagles' defense is about pressure. Let's go back to the interception. You'll see Ernie Sims up the middle. Williams whiffs on him. Pressure on Donovan. Now he finds Santana Moss, delivers the ball off the hands of Moss. But you've got to protect the quarterback first and foremost. They're off the hands of Moss. But Donovan would have hit him sooner in that first lane, but he got pressured and had to move. It starts with protection first.
Albert Hainsworth in the game, 92 for the Redskins. Trying to penetrate a little bit as Jerome Harrison gets just his 3rd carry as an Eagle and no gain. So here's Hainsworth, a guy who made so much money, as we know, in free agency just a couple of seasons ago.
Well, finally, we get the big fella in the game. He only plays about 25 to 30 snaps a game. He likes to penetrate, come off the ball, and be a disruptive force. He does not like this 34 defense. He doesn't like it at all. But when he plays well, especially the last 3 games.
Desperate for some sort of a stop, this Washington defense. 2nd and 10, direct snap to Deshaun Jackson. 2 blockers ahead of him. He's pulled down by the corner, D'Angelo Hall at the 19.
Here's some of the things I saw on Albert Hainsworth in the last couple of weeks. He just runs over a guard himself and gets a sack on Jay Cutler. And how about this play on a goal line? He just goes airborne like a defensive back and stuffs that play. You got to get this guy going. He was brought here to dominate. Like to see him play more in this system. Find a way to get it done, Albert.
Reluctant to play nose tackle, but when they slide him in kind of near the center, he's doing some of those disruptive things, and here he's sliding in there now on 3rd and 5.
Well, he loves that gap.
Showing pressure. Vick comfortably to Avant. A terrific 3rd down receiver. Jason Avant with the first down inside the 10. A gain of 11.
Take a look at LaRon Landry. Look what defensive coordinator Jim Haslett is doing with LaRon Landry. He's going to come up in here and spy on Michael Vick. He's going to look all over the place for Vick to scramble. Keep an eye on that tonight. They need somebody that can run Michael Vick down, and Landry might be the only Redskin on the field that can do that.
Might be.
Somebody didn't do what the defensive coordinator was wishing for there. Vick, McCoy, gain of 2 to the 6.
Now, the one thing that you see about Michael Vick is the maturity in his game. Yes, he's making some plays with his legs, but he's becoming a more conventional quarterback. You'll see him go through his progression. Take the check down when it's there, not forced throws. We all know he's got that athletic ability, but now you make that combination of a guy that'll stay in the pocket, deliver the ball on time. That's special.
Andre Carter, who also was a starter and is no longer, along with Hainsworth, in the switch from the 4-3 to the 3-4. They're together, closest to you.
False start. Offense. Number 59. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
These penalties have to irritate Andy Reid. They've committed more penalties this year than I can remember an Andy Reid football team. I know Cole's a backup, but they've had problems with holding calls, illegal procedures, and especially in this part of the field, that's a backbreaker.
Cole's in there for Max Jean-Gillis, who is active, but a concussion, didn't practice a good part of the week. So Cole, who's started before, starting guard earlier this year, he gets the start tonight. Vick shoveling McCoy, 21-0 out of the gate, Philadelphia. Hello.
Silver pass left. Andy Reid has all the plays. They moved Vick to his left twice already. And then this time, keep an eye on the fullback right here as he attacks the defensive end. The fullback is going to attack the end will widen, and Vick is going to pitch the ball to the halfback for an easy touchdown. Watch the fullback attack the end widens, easy angle up the field. That's a clinic reel. This first quarter offense by Philadelphia, I want to get a copy of this.
Wow. You know, I know some people. I can get you a copy of it. And here's the bad part. There's like 50 more minutes of it to come. One to start for the Eagles. 3 possessions, 3 touchdowns. The ability and presence of Michael Vick, such an impact thus far, Jaws.
And he comes at you in so many ways. The one thing that Michael Vick does have is the big, strong arm. You can attack vertically at any area of the football field. What he also brings you is mobility. You can cover all the receivers. When he gets the edge, you're going to get explosive plays. And the gimmicks and the gadgets he brings to the table as well, because he calms down the defense. He balances out the defense and just opens the field. Not only vertically with the pass game, with the shovel pass, you see it horizontally, sideline to sideline. Amazing start by Michael Vick and this Eagles offense here in the first quarter.
Go back over the history of this series, over the decades. 3 touchdowns in the first quarter for the Eagles. First time they've done it against the Redskins. Brandon Banks back to take the Acres kickoff. And he's tripped up. Just shy of the 25-yard line. Mike Shanahan, Donovan McNabb got to find some answers here on offense. The defense ain't getting it done right now. The Redskins, I should say, have overcome 21-0 down once in franchise history to win in the 60s against the Cowboys. So there is some small sliver of hope, Redskin fans. Keelan Williams, the running back, got it from McNabb. And he gets it to the 27. You saw McNabb stumble there. We saw that in the game against Detroit a few weeks ago. It's so strange to see McNabb still in a Redskins uniform after the 11 years with the Philadelphia Eagles. And now as you watch it, guys, you're into the second phase with that contract that was signed before the game here today. Donovan McNabb is going to be the Redskins' short-term answer at quarterback. How will he and Mike Shanahan work together as this goes forward is the next thing we need to watch. Williams gains a couple of yards, just shy of the 30.
Well, it's important they work well together because they're both under contract for a while now. But it's very important that Donovan McNabb gets a grasp of this offense. You see Mike Shanahan, his son Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator. Make no mistake, this offense is totally different than the one he ran for the last 11 years. And I'm not just talking about terminology. I'm talking about route concepts, audible mechanics. This is a whole new shooting match for Donovan McNabb.
Facing a third down and 3. That throw's incomplete. No chance. Very few guys open. Not a good pass by McNabb. And there's another 3 and out. So the Redskins have nothing going offensively. 9 plays, 21 yards.
Well, just an opportunity for a first down. That's all Mike Shanahan, Kyle Shanahan wanted. They weren't worried about long term. At this point, they were trying to get a first down. Ran a little angle route in there to Chris Cooley, overthrown by McNabb. They are just out of sync offensively.
Trying to keep Philadelphia off the field with offense. Hunter Smith's kick, taken by Jordan Calvin. Hit hard, shy of the 25-yard line by Reed Dowdy. Well, after Monday Night Football, fun part of the year for us at ESPN. We are the home court of college hoops. Look at all those games we have coming up. The marathon of 21 games on the Family of Networks. Dick Vitale's 32nd season. And the UConn College Hoops Marathon begins on the ESPN Family of Networks. Vick starting from the 23. McCoy, gain of 12, first down to the 35. Vick has hit all 7 passes here tonight. We know the story of Michael Vick, incarcerated 18 months ago. He was in jail, and when he came out after the dogfighting issue, he needed a place to play football. He and Donovan McNabb have a long history going back to when Vick was being recruited by Syracuse, where McNabb played. McNabb said, as he talked to Vick, you know what? This guy deserves another chance, another opportunity. But it was up to Andy Reid to also put his neck on the line and say, you know what? I can handle all the scorn that will come with this. And they helped convince Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of the Eagles, that this could work. Boy, has it ever. There's another one, 8 of 8. This is Jerome Harrison near midfield. Jaws, you live in Philadelphia. This was not a rubber stamp no-brainer. There were a lot of teams in the league that did not want to bring Michael Vick to their team.
Yeah, and it was very difficult for the Eagles and Michael Vick in Philadelphia. But you got to give the fans credit. You know, they let him do what he had to do. Michael Vick paid a steep price, his personal fortune. You know, he paid his debt to society, and I think the people understand that, and now they've accepted him.
Saw Jeffrey Lurie, he and wife Christina, very much a part of the decision-making process. Jerome Harrison into the secondary. Harrison cutting back, and he might go. Jerome Harrison diving for the pylon. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown.
That's 270 yards in one quarter of football by this Philadelphia Eagle offense. I'm as shocked as this guy is.
50-yarder for Harrison, who was acquired in a trade from Cleveland for Mike Bell. And we've seen Harrison have a big run on a Monday night. Had a 72-yarder against the Bills for the Browns. This one's 50.
It's an inside zone handoff, Ron. Nothing mysterious about the play. 3 missed tackles, and there's another football player that Andy Reid traded for. He's done a great job adding NFL veteran players, and Jerome Harrison is another one.
And you see Eagles history. Most points they've ever scored in the first quarter, 28. In season 41, this is the 637th Monday Night Football game. And there's never been a first quarter like this. No team has ever scored 28 points in the first quarter of a Monday night game, as the Eagles set that history and franchise history as well. Jerome Harrison with the run and a Redskin defense that is in shock.
We're not the only ones.
270 yards on 15 plays.
270 yards in the first quarter. Usually the team scores 28 points. It's turnovers, sudden changes. Right now, this has just been a butt kicking that the Eagles are putting on the Redskins right now.
Brandon Banks back for the kickoff. Going to take it from 3 yards deep. Stop shy of the 20. Keenan Clayton with the tackle.
I just wonder about the effort. You know, I just wonder about the tackling. You know, D'Angelo Hall, watch number 41 here. Kareem Moore, the safety. Just an inside handoff. Here's Kareem Moore, nothing there. D'Angelo Hall, nothing there. LaRon Landry misses a tackle. McIntosh in pursuit. I've never seen this in 20 years. Poor tackling, routine touchdowns, 275 yards in one quarter.
Most of the Redskins have allowed in the opening quarter, regular season or playoff games. Keelan Williams carries to the 21. You guys have said you've never seen something like this before. I'm sure you've been in games where a team jumps on you and is shocked. As a player, as a coach, what's it like on the sideline when you put 2 weeks of work into it off the bye and you're in a 28-point hole?
It's an awful feeling. I mean, here you are if you're Donovan McNabb right now. You just want to get a first down. You want to calm this thing down a little bit. But I don't know what to say when you look at how this Redskin defense is playing. I mean, the Eagles just having their way.
Saw London Fletcher trying to be a leader on this veteran team. Trent Williams, the lineman, was holding as that pass is incomplete. There was no flag thrown, but Williams had Darryl tapped by the neck, and to add precipitation to the pain, it's raining now.
But you know, Andy Reid, 12-0 coming off the bye. Mike Shanahan's 10-4 coming off the bye. Mike Shanahan's a great football coach. He felt really good, managed the bye well. His team has not played either phase tonight, Jaws.
Well, the Redskins have run 11 offensive plays for a grand total of 23 yards, have yet to garner a first down.
McNabb on 3rd and 8. Four twisting linemen kept away. His throws out of the hands and incomplete. Bert Coleman had the coverage on Joey Galloway, and that is 4 possessions, 4 3-and-outs, Washington.
Well, when Donovan has had time in the pocket, a 3-man rush, perfect throw to Joey Galloway right on the numbers. That's 2 drop balls right now by the Redskins wide receivers. No excuse. Got to catch the football.
The former Colt kicker Hunter Smith kicks it away.
Marker on the play.
Great kick, flag down. And Jordan Calvin takes it back to the 36. Ooh, look out there on the sideline. So a sideline personnel get injured. And McNabb will try to rally the Redskins offense.
Illegal formation. Offense. Only 6 men on the line of scrimmage. That 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down, Philadelphia.
John, what do you do as a coach in this situation?
It's tough.
Do you stick with that script, the 15 plays, that whole deal?
If you're Mike Shanahan, you just have to say the first quarter is over. We need to get a stop here on defense and stop the bleeding. All you can do is get 1 score at a time, Mike. But when you're a first-year head coach, this guy's made numerous changes now at quarterback, bringing in a new offensive system. They've gone to a 34 defense. It's not going to be easy, and it's not going to happen overnight. But I know Mike Shanahan well enough, guys. He's keeping an eye on this football team. He's going to make sure nobody quits, or they won't be here very long.
From the 42, here's Vick. Scrambling for about 5 yards to the 47-yard line. And the numbers for Vick, he has not missed on anything here tonight. 8 of 8 for 181 yards. And John, you said it as you were preparing, watching the game. The confidence with which he's throwing the ball, the strength of the arm, the accuracy, everything together has really been the thing that has caught your eye.
Look, Mike, a lot of people will roll their eyes. But this guy reminds me of Steve Young when he took over the helm at 30 years old with the San Francisco 49ers. This is a legitimate double threat. He's a totally different person after what he's been through, completely focused, in love with this offense, and he's surrounded with impact young playmakers.
And the Eagles coaching staff has done a terrific job of working with him. So you can see the mechanics are much improved than they were from those years in Atlanta.
Vick falling. McCoy did a great job of maintaining possession. He's tackled for the first down by Andre Carter as a historic quarter comes to end. Why do we say that? The Eagles are the road team. They lead by 28. It's the largest lead that a road team has had at the end of the first quarter in the history of the National Football League. Feels like we've seen so much of the Michael Vick story. Number 1 overall pick out of Virginia Tech with the Falcons in 2001, playing those 6 seasons, 3 Pro Bowls, in many ways becoming the new emerging face of the National Football League, the big contract, but then missing all of 07 and 08. The guilty plea involving the dogfighting ring. After 19 months of incarceration, brought back to Philadelphia, played sparingly last year, supporting role for Donovan McNabb, but this year coming out with a vengeance and continuing that here in the opening quarter. It hasn't been all Vick. He has 2 touchdown passes, but he has made the great weapons that Andy Reid has collected in this offense even more lethal. And you see that by Vick's threat in that first quarter. And they're rolling on possession 5 of the night. Vick taking another shot. This from Macklin. Jeremy Macklin pushed off, caught it, touchdown! Oh, man! Never seen anything like this, ever.
I think I'm dreaming.
Let's watch the back end of the play. The 2 officials over there are talking right now. Let's make sure he's in bounds. Catch, and his shoulder hits the pylon first. See where the ball is as it comes down. Got the ball.
That's a touchdown.
So, let's see. Where's the elbow? Nope. The elbow doesn't come down on the white, comes down on the pylon. 48-yarder there, and Mike Shanahan's going to challenge this. Here's our max zoom look as the elbow comes down. And the elbow, remember, one, does it come down inbounds? Two, the elbow would be equivalent to a knee or any other body part. So if he's down where the elbow's down, as long as it was by contact of the Redskins,
was challenging the ruling in the field on the play of a touchdown.
It would be a score. So they'll look at that in review. So the Eagles might be adding to this record-setting opening quarter plus a play.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Dealer and NFL.com.
Start by the Eagles could be 34-0, depending on the ruling here. They're looking at D'Angelo Hall as they look at the replays upstairs to see if Jeremy Maclin was in the inbounds and then in the end zone. A lot of looks here. Hall back. Maclin catches the ball. I don't think he ever makes contact with D'Angelo Hall. So when he comes down here, once we establish if he's inbounds or not, he's there on his own volition. So if he rolls into the end zone, okay, he has not been knocked in. If that's all determined inbounds, then he does touch the front of the line, which is the frame that you see with our max zoom, and it would be a touchdown. Go ahead, Mr. Replay.
That's not indisputable. They can't overturn that. That's touchdown, Jeremy Maclin. Great concentration. He ran right by D'Angelo Hall and made a superb play at the front pylon.
Ball skills extraordinary. That ball in the air, Maclin said, it's mine. Knew where the sideline was, kept his feet in bounds. This has just been an unbelievable start by Michael Vick.
Look at Andy Reid. I think he's going to take his first 15, this script, and use it next week and the following week.
It's going to Canton in the Hall of Fame. That's where this script's going.
Cleet Blackman.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. Washington will be charged with timeout.
Stands not confirmed. Means that it was not indisputable, but it will still be a touchdown. And after a quarter and a play, it will be extra point pending, a 5-touchdown lead. I mean, Philadelphia has 5 touchdowns. The Redskins have run 12 plays. David Akers. 35-0. Really?
Shocked.
Well, Michael Vick has made incredible improvement as a pocket passer. Look at the balance. Look at the movement. Oblivious to the pass rush. Eyes downfield. Accurate throw for the touchdown. Here's what I like. The balance. Bounce. And you get on that back foot and you drive the football. Look at the arc. This is a deep throw. You see the lead shoulder up in the air, so there's a high arc to the ball. And there's one happy touchdown passer, Michael Vick. What a start to this game.
But Donovan has to play better. He has looked pretty sharp here in the last couple of possessions. But I was shocked he was re-signed today, that's for sure.
I don't think you're alone. 3rd and 12. McNabb throwing. Intercepted. Cutting under the route was Dimitri Patterson. Redskins side wanted a flag, but Patterson got right under Joey Galloway to come up with the turnover.
Dimitri Patterson got his first start last week against Reggie Wayne, Peyton Manning, and the Indianapolis Colts, and had an outstanding game in coverage and open field tackling. Right there, he understood the route combination, and he drives the route. You'll see him down here at the bottom of the screen. Now he's matched one-on-one.
Well, he reads it all the way. I mean, Patterson runs the route for Galloway. And Joey Galloway, I know this guy from my days in Tampa. He's not the kind of receiver that throws the cape off and plays 7 or 8 snaps a game. Patterson read that like a receiver. That was a routine pick.
Patterson's 3rd pick of his career. He had one when he was a Redskin in 2005. Vick fakes to both sides, up the middle to Selleck. That is good understanding of football by London Fletcher. He saw that one coming.
You know, John, I disagree with you on the McNabb signing. I think it's the right thing to do. You know, there's a dearth of solid quarterbacks in this league, and you get an opportunity to sign a guy that's in his 12th year, that's been a winning quarterback. He wins 2 out of every 3 games. I think it's the right thing to do. Kind of gives you that cushion for a couple years if you want to move on. I think Donovan will stabilize this offense.
I didn't say I disagreed. I said I was shocked. Tonight was the night.
Oh, okay. Glad you clarified that for me.
After the gain of 1, Vick screening it to McCoy, who never controlled the ball. Incomplete.
Sandy Reed has more screens in his playbook than most guys. First down play, they ran a fake double screen. They checked it to sell it. That time, another screen to the left. I wouldn't be surprised if Reed calls another screen. He's been known to call back-to-back-to-back screens. Not many guys call plays like him and Marty Morningway.
Especially when Washington's starting to heat up that pass rush a little bit, getting a little beat on the timing of it. It's a great settle-down message to a defense. A field goal from here would be about 45 yards in the rain. 3rd and 9. Vick right up the middle. First down and more. Michael Vick out of bounds, just shy of the 5.
Well, I don't know what Michael Vick has timed in the 40-yard dash. It was probably under 4 seconds on game day. He darts out of the pocket.
Yeah, but look at your leading tackler, London Fletcher. Now, how deep can a middle linebacker play? I know it's an empty backfield, but that's London Fletcher playing in the end zone, and Michael Vick, he likes to see London Fletcher that far away from him.
Yeah, because they had Lorenzo Alexander kind of spying on Michael Vick, but that's an athletic mismatch.
Riley Cooper, the rookie out of Florida, is top of your screen. He has 1 touchdown catch this year. Vick, back in the end zone for Cooper. Couldn't bring it in.
Another sprint to Michael Vick's left. And Riley Cooper, another young guy that Andy Reid found in last year's draft out of Florida, making some key contributions on offense now here at the midseason point. We all know he's a very good young special teams player, but they like the guy right here, Riley Cooper. He's emerging.
And they like his size at 6'3", 222. You get down his red zone, they need a big body receiver.
That shot gave you great perspective on how wide Philadelphia sprints the field to give Vick room to run. And score again. Michael Vick, 2nd rushing touchdown of the night from 6 yards.
Unbelievable.
It's like a man with boys when he gets outside that pocket.
Look at the splits. I mean, they take these receivers and they split them all over the field. The Redskins covered down and Michael Vick just walks in. Look at these splits by these receivers. Michael Vick says, you know what? Let's call the quarterback draw. Let's air out the splits. I'll do the rest. I don't know how you stop this guy.
I went out to practice on Friday and watched the Eagles, and I saw more gimmicks, gadgets than you would ever see in a season that they were running out of practice, and they use them in the game.
400 yards of offense, and we're in the first half.
Akers takes it to 42. Ties the most points the Eagles have scored in the first half. Well, the first game wasn't very high scoring, was it? 17-12. This one higher scoring than expected at the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. 42-14. We've had 8 touchdowns here. And Michael Vick has been responsible for 5. Throwing for 3. He hit his first 10 passes on the night, and he's just rushed for his 2nd touchdown.
Well, he was the NFL's Player of the Month in September. He got hurt. He came back. He was the Player of the Week last week against the Colts. If he keeps this up, he's going to be the NFL Player of the Year.
Might be the Player of the Decade, the way this is going. If he can keep this up. He's having fun. I think that's the critical point. Michael Vick is having fun. He's got that gleam back in his eye that he's enjoying this game.
Akers pitch going to send Banks all the way back in the end zone, and Washington will take it over level, but you look at Armstrong out of the Arena League. He's a 27-year-old first-year player who works in here in the league. You're down to a rookie free agent at running back in Keelan Williams. You're not talking talent like Jackson and McCoy and Macklin, all the guys on the other side for Philly. So this is step one of a process in Washington. McNabb got rid of it, and there the Ernie Sims tackle of the intended receiver, Keelan Williams.
Well, it's a screen play. Ernie Sims read it, tackled the screening back.
Holding. Defense, number 50. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, this is an area of the field, Mike, where your tight ends become critical. You got guys like Davis and Cooley. You've got to find a way to get them open. Design some plays to attack the defense.
Take a look at Ernie Sims, the weak side linebacker. He's going to see the screen, and he's going to tackle the back. That's one way to stop the screen.
That's right.
If he's trying to block you, you can't hit him and knock him, but you can't hold him like that. Bust the call, an automatic first down. Williams left, Sellers a block. Williams, touchdown.
Well, there's that stretch play, and that's all the Redskins can do, is start the second half with a touchdown possession. Stretch play off the left side, nice job by Sellers. And a good finish by Williams.
And in that first matchup, that was the play that was very effective in Philadelphia. And the Redskins got out to a 14-0 lead based on that outside stretch play. But they just been out of this game where they can't just stay and try to sustain their offense with the running game.
Graham Gano adds the extra point. Down 24. The Redskins do what they needed to do, as you said on the opening drive. Go down the field and score.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Verizon Wireless, introducing the Droid X, the next generation of does. And Triple Hops Brewed Miller Lite. Taste greatness.
Beautiful dome, Capitol Hill, Washington, D.C. It was a beautiful weekend until it's about lunchtime today. It got gray and cloudy, and it's been raining all evening. Donovan McNabb, offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan, 8 plays down the field. It's 21 on the board for Washington. Gano kicks to Jordan Calvin. From the 6. Fumble the football! And it bounced right back to him. It was that close to getting a bit more interesting. Mike Sellers, the fullback, who had a big pass catch down the left sideline earlier, able to knock it out, and almost a desperately needed turnover for Washington. As we were going to break, both John and Jaws saw this and said, that's something there. Michael Vick grabbing Calvin, the returner, after that fumble. Just those leadership signs you get from your quarterback.
That's what you got to have to play that position at this level.
In the rain, from the 29, Vick, after an outstanding first half. Pressure. Heading out to his right. Deshaun Jackson couldn't hold it. Susie Colbert down on the field. Sus?
Mike, if the Redskins think they're going to get any relief in the second half, forget it. I asked Andy Reid at the half what his philosophy is, being up by this much, and he said, score more. But the Redskins came out of their locker room with their heads up. But Mike Shanahan almost seemed at a loss to explain a record-setting first quarter. After we had chatted for a while, he actually looked at me and said, do you have any ideas? And when I shook my head no, he said, if you come up with anything, would you let me know? So, John George, you got anything?
They have nothing. Second down and 10. You saw Deshaun Jackson after that play get shaken up. He's out as Vick throws complete to Avant in bounds. With a catch by the official at the 49. Redskins say he was juggling. Here's the end of the play. Washington's already challenged once unsuccessfully.
That is a catch.
How about the throw? You throw a 20-yard bench route in a driving rainstorm. What else you want to see Vick do tonight, Ron?
Well, what he's done is stay in the pocket beautifully and let that play develop down the field. What's scary for teams on the Eagles' schedule right now, we all know how Michael Vick can run. But, man, the way he's playing the quarterback position is remarkable.
Mike's going to challenge this one, challenge that it was a catch. This will be his last challenge, no matter the result, since they lost the first one. I don't know if he ever had control, if he ever had possession of that ball, because it went from his hands, slid on down there.
Washington is challenging the ruling of the field of a completed catch.
So we'll see if it's an Avant's catch or not. 4 minutes into the third quarter. Yes or no, Jason Avant, did he make the catch? They are looking at it in replay. And we talk about these plays all the time. Watch this in real speed. Go ahead, call it quick. Did he have it? Did he have possession? Did he have control? Was he inbounds? Did his backside come down on the white before he had full possession of the ball and control as Landry was driving him? Did you see it all in the rain? We get really picky on these. How do the officials get these right or wrong? It is really hard to make those calls, and more often than not, they're right. And as we look at these things in super slow-mo with our Mac Zoom camera that we have on Monday nights, we lose appreciation for how good the officials are on these calls. John.
Sure do.
No matter what, this is the last challenge here for the Redskins because that first one was unsuccessful. So some of you who wonder how you use these challenges would say you don't challenge this play because if you're trying to get back in the game, what if there's a turnover in the third or fourth quarter? You don't have the ability to challenge it.
No, the Redskins need the ball right now.
Exactly.
So I agree with Mike Shanahan challenging it. It was right in front of him. But I don't know how you overturn this.
It'd be 3rd and 10 if this is ruled incomplete. Here's Cleet Blackton.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. The player did control the ball and his elbow came down in bounds. Washington will be charged with a timeout. They are out of challenges for the rest of the game.
Just look at the Philadelphia Eagles huddle on offense. The personnel keeps coming and going. 3 wides, 2 wides, 4 wides, multiple running backs, Harrison, McCoy. They're all over the place, and everything they call works.
Tonight, anyway.
Deshaun Jackson went down holding his hip 2 plays ago. He's back near midfield. Vick. Down the middle again. That ball is dislodged and ruled incomplete. LaRon Landry comes up with a big stick. Good to see Brent Selleck get up.
Well, take a look at it. It's a seam route to Selleck. He bends across the middle. Michael's a little bit late, and that's a nice break on the ball by LaRon Landry.
Got to make this catch, though. There's going to be contact. You know those safeties are converging. That's a catch that Selleck normally makes. But give some credit. LaRon Landry did knock it out.
Side handoff, McCoy bouncing it to the outside. Arakpo chases him down. 3rd down coming up.
John was talking about what a great coach Andy Reid is of quarterbacks. What I love is the fact that Michael Vick is now playing quarterback and going this progression. Number 1, not there. Number 2, not there. Then he takes the running option for the touchdown. Once again, good balance, good vision. Number 1, not there. Look at number 2. He's covered as well. Now he finds number 3. This is the evolution of a quarterback that now understands coverage and stays in his reading progression and runs when it's the last option.
3rd and 5. 3-man rush. Vick. Perfect. Macklin. First down.
Oh, it's a no-back set, guys. And they're rushing 3, and they're using LaRon Landry to spy on Michael Vick. Take a look at Landry, and just watch him study Michael Vick in the pocket. He's not going to take his eyes off number 7, and if Vick takes off running, Landry's going with him. But Michael Vick against this 3-man rush all day to throw the football, and once again, he's right on the money with his accuracy.
Now, this is like that 7-on-7 drill when there's no offensive or defensive lineman on the field of practice. Pitch and catch.
300-yard passing day night for Michael Vick. fakes Landry, who brings him down hard after a gain of a couple of yards.
Michael Vick, somebody went the wrong way. It might have been Michael Vick.
It did look like the backs go to the left and Michael came out to the right.
Well, take a look at Landry. He's going to be unblocked. Coming down here on the strong side of the formation, Vick went the wrong way, and Landry makes him pay. But this Michael Vick, I've seen quarterbacks that can scramble and throw the ball away. I've seen quarterbacks that can scramble for first downs. When this guy scrambles, you hold your breath because he can score touchdowns. He's electrifying.
Timeout taken by the Eagles as the play clock was running down. Vick has his first 300-yard passing game since he did against the Bucs in 05. Remember that, John?
You're killing me, man.
Yeah. Our aerial coverage tonight of the Redskins and the Eagles is brought to you by, 28-0 first quarter has sent many of the patrons home. Hats off to those who are still here and still making noise, too, you know? They're into their Redskins. Bunch of Eagle fans here as well. After the timeout, Vick to Macklin's got a couple of blocks over here, but LaRon Landry's having a very good series. And he makes the tackle. And Andre Carter forcing third down. So we mentioned Michael Vick, over 300 passing yards. He's the 13th different quarterback to have 300 yards passing this week. That's the most in a single week in the history of the NFL. And remember, we had teams on a bye this week, 4 of them.
It's a passing league. It is a if you don't have a quarterback and receivers, you know, you can forget about all them 3 yards in the cloud of dust, man. You got to be explosive.
And McNabb's sitting at 247, so we may add one more to that list. Empty the backfield as Riley Cooper's a receiver. Redskins showing people offside on their way, and the flag's thrown. Delay a game from the back. The back judge is coming in and said he's got to delay a game first, maybe.
Prior to every movement by the defense, delay a game. Offense, number 7. It's a 5-yard penalty, still third down.
It's about the only mistake Michael Vick's made this evening. In fact, it is the only mistake he's made this evening.
Well, you guys talked about it when you showed that series of highlights earlier on the 1-2-3, reading the progressions as Vick has become a more steady, comforted pocket passer. He used to be he would not see the first guy take off, use the athletic ability. You can see he's got an understanding of that and a comfort level with it too, to trust it, which has led to that big first half.
Yeah, we'll get back to that, Mike, but I agree with you.
Halfway through the quarter, 3rd and 10. Redskins do bring 4. Pressure Vick, got away from Alexander. He's over the line now, so he's got to run. He's got a first down. First and goal.
Right on cue, Mike. This is what you were talking about. He looked down the field. He took the running option last. Michael Vick is going to survey the field. The pressure is going to come from his right. But once he sets up camp in the pocket, he knows the end came back inside. Now he gets out of the pocket. No contain on Michael Vick. But I love the fact that he looked to throw first. The last option was the run.
How do you not contain Michael Vick? You let this guy outside the pocket. It's painful to watch.
John, you had Alexander there. He couldn't tackle him. He's too quick. He's a better athlete.
First and goal from the 7. Now he's got time. Nobody open. Out of the pocket, throw it away.
You know, after spending an hour or so with Michael Vick last night, the thing that really amazed me is this guy's football aptitude. He's not running an offense for any kind of novice now. He's handling no back sets, check with me's at the line of scrimmage. They're running the read option. You see the Oregon Ducks running.
Right.
They have more screens than I had in the playbook in 10 years. There are 175 passes on this guy's wristband. He understands all of them. He is totally focused and committed on being a great quarterback and changing his life around.
McCoy runs to the 3-yard line.
He's made that commitment in the offseason as well. And I think that's the biggest difference. The maturity, spending the time in the offseason, getting himself in great shape. That's the first thing he did. Then learning this offense. All offseason working on the drills, the bags thrown at him, the movement skills, to stay on balance. All those things that are such an integral part of playing championship-type quarterback. The athletic ability's always been there.
Eagles run some new personnel on there late as they change their defensive look for 3rd and goal. Vick keeping the play alive. Going to find someone in the back. Touchdown Donavon. Wow. Touchdown pass 4.
Somebody get me his autograph. This guy is on fire. Not even a driving rainstorm can cool this guy off. What poise back there. He senses the rush. There is none. He looks left. He pumps it. He looks right. He pumps it. He scrambles to his right. His eyes remain downfield the entire time. Michael Vick has thrown 13 passes in the previous 3 seasons, Jaws. Incredible performance tonight.
You saw Von's heel come down, but doesn't matter. They're out of challenges. Can't challenge it anyway. Akers adds his 7th extra point. Extraordinary night for the Eagles, orchestrated by number 7. Look at those numbers. 397 total yards, 6 touchdowns. I was reminded by someone up here that I have somebody in my fantasy league who's playing against Michael Vick, so I can check his point total. 59 fantasy points in the ESPN Fantasy League in this game. That's more than some teams score. And it is like a video game or a fantasy football type game, watching this Eagles offense here tonight. 52 points, and we still have 20 minutes to go. Kickoff is short. Mike Sellers fielding it and taking it to the 30-yard line.
Well, Michael Vick in the pocket. Just beautiful. The poise. Nothing bothering. The eyes downfield. Movement. Try to allow someone to uncover. And then the laser throw between 2 defenders. Now you see him once again. I love a quarterback being on balance. Always downfield. Always in a position to throw. Always bouncing. Good knee flex. And then just, I'm going to call him Michael Flick from now on. I mean, he just flicks this thing in there for a touchdown. And this is a tight window to squeeze it into to Avant.
McNabb a first down run with Keelan Williams.
When you go back and watch Albert Hainsworth on that,
I was just going to say it.
Yeah. You got to get up off the ground and stay alive and chase this guy.
Yep.
And the scoreboard doesn't matter when you play Michael Vick. He will wear you out. But, just take a look at it yourself. And I realize it's a tough night and it's a rainy night, but you're down on the ground. You have to get up, and you got to continue to chase Michael Vick. The play's still going on.
Yep.
And that's not good to put that on tape. It's on television.
33, McNabb chased, throws it away, didn't get to the line of scrimmage, but Cooley was nearby. They rule him ineligible close enough, so there's no grounding.
Yeah, let's give some love to that Eagles offensive line while we focus on Michael Vick, because they are giving him time. Let's take a look at this, and you'll see he looks to his left, looks to his right. No one near him. No one even near Michael Vick. Finally, to release the ball, almost 8 seconds. That is just ridiculous. Offensive line, hey, great job, guys. Juan Castillo's happy with that one.
0 for 7 on 3rd down. 0 for 8. Interception. Dimitri Patterson all the way home.
That is stealing.
This is what the Eagles do. This is what their corners do. They know when the pressure's coming. The ball has to come out quickly.
Ron, this is 60 points. It's a double A gap blitz, and they don't come. The 2 linebackers do not blitz. They bring heat off the edge. McNabb gets rid of it. Look, these linebackers don't blitz, but you're going to see another blitz come off the right side and the left side. McNabb throws it without seeing, and Patterson just squatted and saw it the whole way. A lot of these Philadelphia blitzes are not man coverage. It's that read cover 2 blitz system that Jim Johnson has made famous here, and Sean McDermott just put an exclamation point on this performance tonight.
In 1954, the Redskins went to Cleveland and lost 62-3. They haven't given up this many points since then. That's still 20 minutes of game left.
I'll tell you, we came here and an arena game broke out tonight. The score all over the place.
59-21. Well, we've got a